Good morning, guys. Okay, so we are starting our big kind of end of the unit project right now, and that is going to be hopefully to put together a virtual performance of the two pieces that we've been working on. I'll start by saying that your assignment for this week is to send me a recording of you playing through the entire piece, whichever one you've been working on, from start to finish. And if that's all that you want to do, that's totally fine. However, if you would like to be included in the virtual performance where I layer everybody's recordings on top of each other and put it together as an ensemble, there are some things that you'll have to make sure that you do in order to make sure that that all lines up. So, if you would like to be included in the recording, you need to put a separate metronome in your ear. So if you have a phone that you're recording on, you would have to set up a metronome, either a physical metronome separately that you can use headphones with, or go to metronome online or on your computer, for example. Or if you're recording on your computer, you could put the metronome on your phone. If you have the capability of recording and having the metronome play in your ear at the same time on the same device, that's great. Just make sure that the metronome isn't audible on your recording. In order to make sure that I can line everybody's parts up, I need you to count out loud one full measure before you start. So for instance, if you are starting in a measure of 4/4, like for Tadihe, you would count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you would start. Now you may have noticed that there are some tempo changes in these pieces, so this is how we're going to handle that. On Tadihe, you're starting out at quarter note equals 86. When you get to the end of measure 18, just stop playing, take your time and reset your metronome, count in one full measure at quarter note equals 100, and keep going. Before measure 67, instead of taking the writ, you're not going to slow down at all, just go all the way through, add one measure of rest, and then keep going. So you'll be playing at quarter note equals 100, you'll stop at the end of measure 66, rest for one measure, and then keep going at measure 67. Winter Palace is a little more complicated, but just keep in mind all you're going to do when you get to the end of one section that has a certain tempo, stop, reset your metronome at the new tempo, count yourself in, and keep going. So for instance, you're going to be starting at quarter note equals 80. After you play measure 16, stop, reset your metronome, eighth note equals 260, count yourself in and keep going. At the end of measure 56, stop and reset to eighth note equals 280, count yourself in and keep going. Before measure 90, you'll reset to quarter note equals 88. Before 106, you'll reset to quarter note equals 80. And then finally, before 120, you'll reset to eighth note equals 260. If you want to pause your recording while you reset your metronome, that's fine, as long as you recount yourself in. And if you want to send the different sections as separate files, that's fine too. But there's no need to. You can just pause or even keep the recording running, because I'll be able to cut that out in editing. Also in Winter Palace, we're not going to worry about any accelerados or ritardandos. Just keep that same tempo all the way through an entire section. When you submit these recordings to me, please try to do it as an MP3. If you don't have the capability or you don't know how to convert it from a video to an audio file, that's fine. It just takes me an extra step to convert it from the video to the audio file. So if you can send it to me just as an audio file, that would be a lot easier for me. And then in your email, please indicate whether you're submitting it just as an assignment, or if you use the metronome and follow the steps and you're submitting it to be included in the ensemble video. Today I'm also going to be recording play-along tracks for each part going from start to finish. I will be doing the same thing I'm asking you to do, stopping and resetting the metronome and counting in at the new tempo. So if you'd rather play along with me than do the metronome on your end, that will be fine. On the play along track, I will have the metronome audible just to help both of us stay on track. So I'll be recording those Monday as you're watching this, and they'll be available on Tuesday. I think that covers everything. I will have all of these instructions written down on the assignment document. This assignment will be due on Friday, but I know some of you have been sending things to me later, like over the weekend, that's fine. But if you want to be included in the video, you will need to send it to me by Friday. I did a trial yesterday to make sure that this is possible. Just layered my own recordings over each other, and I dropped the cello and bass down 1 and 2 octaves. So I'll insert those clips now. This was mostly just to prove to myself that this is possible. So this is what that sounded like. Yeah, so it's a little strange, and we won't be able to control dynamics and phrasing and obviously any accelerandos or ritordandos as we would in a normal concert, but given the circumstances, I think it'll be really cool if we can put this together. So I hope that we get a lot of people that are able to participate in the project, but like I said, if you just don't have the capability of getting a separate metronome or playing my play along track in your ear that won't be audible on the recording, I completely understand. So just send me a recording of you playing the piece from start to finish and you'll get full points for the assignment. Okay, happy practicing, and I will be in touch with you this week. I'll send an email when I get those play along tracks recorded and uploaded. Bye!